So today is April 7th, so it's the 7th day of VEDA, and today I decided I wanted to talk about books. Now I'm going to have a day later on one of my favorite Fridays, which is going to be about my favorite books. Actually, I think my favorite Friday for books is tomorrow, so stay tuned, a little bit of a cliffhanger there for you. But I want to talk about the importance of books. At this moment, I have 13 books in my room that are not school reading required, and then I must have at least 20 more to 30 more for my classes and everything. So I know that lots of people say books are dying and that bookstores are dying, and I know Borders, I heard, actually went bankrupt and is slowly closing down, and that like the Kindle and the Nook are going to take over, and that basically books are eventually going to be being stopped printed. Let's go with a little bit of history now. The printing press was invented by Johannes Gutenberg, and the first thing was a German poem was the first thing printed, and it was printed in 1450. Gutenberg printing press was popular for printing the Gutenberg Bibles, also known as the 42-line Bibles. And there are, I think, only 4 surviving today. Anyway, so this invention basically redefined the history of humanity. Before this printing press was invented, any book was handwritten, usually by monks or some sort of scribe, and they were very expensive, therefore, because they were very time consuming to make, and the only books that were really published was the Bible, was the most popular book still, and therefore only the upper classes and the rich had access to books. The lower classes, most of them weren't even literate because they had no need to be. With this invention, books were cheaper and they were easier to make, especially with the moving type printing press. And so the lower classes were finally able to have access to books. So books are a way that people share ideas and thoughts and are able to communicate with one another. And I know that's available over social media nowadays, and that's why people say that books are being phased out, is that there are so many more instant ways to communicate with each other. But let's not forget the stories that they tell. That even if it's fiction, then there's themes and underlying messages of humanity in these works of literature, and I honestly think that it's an art form that shouldn't die out, that it should keep going, and we should make sure it keeps going. We should encourage the younger people of the world to read and to experience these worlds and these stories that they can find, and they can learn from these themes that are in these novels that they wouldn't necessarily get from any other media. So please encourage someone to read today. Pick up a book, just read, just find something that interests you and go with it. I know I liked realistic fiction up until I read Harry Potter, and that series completely changed my life. Just find what you like and just read. It makes you smarter, it really does. And have other people read, get together, have reading dates. You know, just the importance of books and how we need to keep them in our society. Alright, so that's it for me today. Like this video if you like it, favorite it if it's one of your favorites, and let's get some discussion going down in the comments. Do you think that books should be preserved and that this is still necessary for our society, or do you think that books are going to be phased out and soon everything's just going to be technological media as like a Nook or a Kindle, and that we won't have actual printed books anymore? So let me know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.